Good day, fellow citizens and residents. The 2021-2022 school year began on Monday, 6th September for our staff, and on Wednesday, 8th September 2021, our students returned poised to engage in active learning. The Ministry of Education continues its drive to meet its vision of providing holistic, lifelong education for all. During this challenging time, we're even more committed to keeping the nation updated as we respond to the COVID-19 threat. Therefore, today, I will speak about the Ministry of Education guidelines for the reopening of school document and highlight two critical areas that guide the management of our institutions. Those critical areas are 1, the instructional models, and 2, the emergency level system. Across the Federation, preparations were made to ensure that our students return to safe and healthy school environments. The Ministry of Education's guidelines for the reopening of schools have been updated for the academic year 2021-2022, effective 1st September 2021, and is available on our website at education.gov.kn. The document is divided into 4 parts. Part A outlines important days and dates for the school year 2021-2022. Part B describes the logistical arrangements for school operations. Part C describes school operations, and Part D gives the health and safety protocols in light of the pandemic. The updated guidelines provide clear and actionable guidance for the safe operation of our schools and other educational facilities, as the protection of our children and staff remains our top priority. In light of the current COVID-19 status in our Federation, the Ministry of Education deemed it necessary to formally approve 3 instructional models, that is, on-site, hybrid, or remote. The established system is fluid and allows for institutions to move seamlessly from one to the other as required. However, on-site instruction is the gold standard for educational engagement, but if and when the health and safety of students is adversely impacted by full on-site instruction, schools or specified grades within schools will move to either hybrid or remote modes of education. Hybrid modes of instruction allow for on-site instruction when a school operates on a shift system, with instruction further supplemented through use of MS Teams. Remote learning occurs when on-site instruction is suspended. Under these conditions, students learn safely at home, accessing education resources through MS Teams or educational packets. In recent times, several of our schools and early childhood facilities have been impacted by COVID-19. The Ministry of Education has worked collaboratively with the Ministry of Health to first and foremost uphold the safety of all and mitigate the further spread of the virus. Consequently, on receipt of reports of individuals who 1, are exhibiting flu-like symptoms, 2, have had contact with someone in quarantine, or 3, have had contact with a person positive for COVID-19, the established emergency monitoring and response system for schools is used to guide decision-making. The emergency system has 4 levels, ranging from 0 to 4. The conditions under each of the levels are as follows. Level 0. School is open for on-site instruction and all students can attend. Level 1. School is open for on-site instruction but on a shift system to accommodate physical distancing with a large school population. Thus, students attend school at designated times. Level 2. School is open, but testing and contact tracing is ordered by the Ministry of Health. A Level 2 designation is assigned when 1. A student or staff member has flu-like symptoms or has been exposed to a positive COVID-19 case. 2. A student or staff member whose immediate family or a relative who they have had significant close contact with is in quarantine. 3. A student or staff member has tested positive for COVID-19. Level 3. School is closed by the Ministry of Education under the guidance of the National COVID-19 Task Force. It is important to note that a school's emergency level is not static. Schools can and have moved rapidly from one level to another, and a school at level 2 or 3 can in a very short period of time return to level 0. Over the past week, several schools have moved through various levels of the emergency monitoring and response system. Currently, several of our schools are operating at level 2. I must stress that schools operating at level 2 continue to provide on-site instruction. However, to support the contact tracing and testing process, specific grade levels or forms may engage in remote learning until the process of testing is complete. Given the current national environment, we are taking great care to minimize disruptions to the learning environment while adhering to the necessary standards for the safe operation of our schools. The health and well-being of our nation's children has and will continue to guide every decision we make with respect to education. I am appealing to all of us to continue to work to ensure the continued health and safety of our nation's citizens and residents. We can, by our individual and collective actions, prevent the coronavirus from wreaking havoc on our nation, particularly our people. Thus, I urge us all to continue to follow all the precautionary recommendations and guidelines outlined by our government acting on the advice of the National COVID-19 Task Force. Let us continue to uphold the appropriate hygiene protocols and to practice the necessary physical distancing to limit the spread of the virus. To parents, I am appealing to you to ensure that your child or ward does not attend school if displaying cold or flu-like symptoms. Further, it is of the utmost importance that they refrain from attendance if they have had contact with someone in quarantine or who has tested positive for COVID-19. Through your cooperation, we can reduce disruptions in teaching and learning, particularly the frequency and duration of remote instruction modalities for engaging students. To teachers and school administrators, while this is by no means a normal education situation, it is critically important to engage your students through the MS Teams platform and to provide them access to a school community, support network, and learning experience while engaged in remote learning. As those with the responsibility for educating the next generation, teachers have always worked under great pressure. I know that teachers have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, having to upskill in technology and learn new hybrid models of teaching under challenging conditions. I take this opportunity to thank you for your continued commitment to the education of our children. In closing, as we continue to chart the way forward for education during this unprecedented time of COVID-19, you can expect over the next few weeks to hear from ministry officials to provide you, our stakeholders, with updates on critical matters in education. I wish all of you a happy National Heroes Day and a happy Independence. Thank you for your attention, and may God continue to bless and protect us as a nation.